Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Code with Surya Official. In today's video, we are going to learn how to build a dynamic accordion component using React and Tailwind CSS. In this tutorial, we will walk you through setting of a React app from scratch using Tailwind CSS to create a clean and responsive layout, implementing the accordion expand collapse functionality with a React state management. So this is the awesome project that we are going to build today. If you are new to this channel, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you are ready, then let's get started. Now I am in the Visual Studio Code editor. I already created a folder, name is Accordion app. Inside this folder, I am going to create our React app. So let's open up a new terminal. So let's write npx create React app space dot press enter. So it will create a React app inside this Accordion app folder. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. Our project is ready. So let's run our app. So npm start press enter. So this is our interface. So let's dive it into the Visual Studio Code editor, and from there I'm going to close this terminal and let's expand this srt folder. And from there I'm going to open up this app.js file, and this is our app component. So first change its extension from .js to .jsx, remove this entire code and let's write rfce press enter. So it will generate a component boilerplate. Okay, this looks fine. So let's go back to the Visual Studio Code editor and let's close this side window and let me zoom it. So here let's create a class for this div and let's put a background color. So background is still 500 and width is full, height is screen. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see our background color is applied in the screen. Okay, so let's go back to the Visual Studio Code editor. So let's remove this app and inside this div need to create another div, and inside this div I'm going to display our title. So let's create a h1 tag and the title is general question. General questions. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. So let's put some css class for this title. So let me create a class. Text is for excel and font weight is bold and text color is white color and margin bottom is 8 and text is in the center. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. So let's put this title in the center of the screen. So for that, in the parent div, let's put a display is flex and items is center and justify is center. So you can see title is coming exactly in the center of the screen. So below this title, we need to put our questions or our accordion. Okay, so for that, go back to the Visual Studio Code editor and let's put some array of object. So I already copied it. So let's put it here. So you can see this is our array of object. We have this ID, title and content. So let's iterate this array of object and display in the browser. So for that, after this h1 tag, need to write items dot map and here item comma idx, and inside this I'm going to display this item. Okay, so for that need to create a component and the component name is accordion.jsx. So let's write rfc press enter, so it will generate this component boilerplate. So let's open up this app.jsx component and here need to write return, and inside this return need to use this accordion component. So save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. You can see we have three accordions. Okay, just because of we have this three array of objects. Okay, so let's pass the props for this accordion. So for the first one is we need to put a key because of it is an array. So the key is item dot id. Next need to pass id. So id is item dot id, and the next one is title. So the title is also item dot title, and the last one is content, and the content also item dot content. So save it, and let's open this accordion.jsx component. Okay, so from here let me destructure the profs. So the first one is id, second one is title, and the third one is content. So let's display these profs in this component. So for that, need to remove this accordion text, and inside this div I'm going to create another div, and inside this div need to create a label here. So label, and the HTML for also label, and inside this label I am going to display our title. So for that, first need to create a spine tag, and inside this spine tag need to display our id, and after this spine tag need to display our title here. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see this is our id and this is our title. Okay, this looks fine. So below this title I'm going to show our content here. So for that, after this div I'm going to create another div, and here need to create h4 tag, and inside this h4 tag need to display our content. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see here this is our content. Okay, so this looks fine. So let's create our accordion. So for that, in the parent div, let's write a class, and here bg is white and padding is 4, rounded is md, and need to put some box shadow here. So for that need to write shadow is lg, and need to put some margin bottom is 4, and when we hover over this box then need to change its box shadow to xl. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So you can see our box shadow is applied. Okay, this looks fine, but I need to put some transition here. Okay, so for that need to put transition here, transition to shadow. Okay, and need to put some duration here. So the duration is 300, and ease in out. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. Now you can see if I hover over, then you can see the silky smooth hover effect. Okay, so this looks fine. Great. But you can see here this box is too big. Okay, so for that I need to go back to the app.js component, and from there we have this div. Okay, so let's write a class for this div. So width is full, and max width is lg, and mx is auto. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see this looks fine, but I need to put some color for this title. So for that need to go back to the VS Code and open up this accordion.jsx component. And here you can see here we have this label, and inside this label we have this point tag. So let me create a class for this point tag. Need to put some background color. So bg till 500, and height is 8, width also 8, and padding is 2. Need to write text is white color, and we need to put some border radius for this id. So the rounded is full. So save it and check it in the browser. So this looks fine, but I need to put some gap for this ID and this title. So for that, go back to the VS Code. So you can see here we have this label tag. Okay, so for that need to create a class for this label, and let's write display is flex, and I need to put some gap here. So gap is 3, and items is center, and font weight is semi bold, and text is LG. So save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. So this looks fine, but you can observe here this 010203. This is not in the center of this circle. Okay, so for that, so inside this spine tag we need to write here display is flex, and items is center, and justify also center. So save it and check it in the browser. So now you can see this ID is exactly in the center of this circle. Okay, so this looks absolutely awesome. So you can see here we have this question and we have this answer, but I don't want to show the answer for the initial phase. So for that we need to put a button here in the right corner of this box. So if we click this button, then only this answer will be displayed. So this is exactly the behavior of an accordion. So for that we need to go back to the VS Code. So after this label tag, we need to create a span tag here. Inside this span tag we need to show our icon. So for that we are going to use font awesome icon here. So let me write here font awesome CDN. So this is the official website for this font awesome CDN. So let's copy this link tag. Let's go back to the VS Code. Again open this public folder, and inside this public folder we have this index.html. So let's paste after this title. So paste it and save it. So you can see our font awesome CDN is linked in our app. Okay, so let's close this index.html and again go back to the browser and let's open up a new tab and let's search font awesome. From there I am going to click this icon menu and let's search plus icon here. So this is the plus icon. So let's click this plus icon. So it will open up this pop-up. So let's copy this code snippet and let's go back to the VS Code and paste it here. Here is this icon. Okay. But I need to put this plus icon in the right of this box. Okay. So for that, I need to create a class for this pen tag. So here, text is Excel. Text color is gray 400. Okay, so here it is, but I need to put this plus icon in the right of this box. So for that I need to go back to the top. So here we have this parent div. So let me create a class for this div and let's close this side window. And here display is flex, items is center, and justify is between, and cursor is pointer. To save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. I think we did some mistake here. So let me check the code. So you can see justify is the typo. So save it and check it in the browser. You can see this looks fine. Okay. And after that I need to show the cross icon as well. So for that I need to search for a cross here. So you can see we have this X mark. So if we click this X mark, then it will show this pop-up and need to copy this code snippet. Let's go back to the VS Code and paste it below this I tag. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So here it is. Okay, but I want to display plus icon for the initial stage, and if we click this plus icon, then it will display this cross icon. Okay, so for that we need to create a state. So let's create a state variable. So const each open comma set each open equal to use state, and by default it is false. When each open is true, then it will display this cross icon. So let me copy and paste it here, and when it is false, then it will display this plus icon. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So you can see it will display only this plus icon. When we click this plus icon, then it will display this cross icon. So for that I need to create a event here in the parent div. So the event is onClick event, and here we need to set it. So set each open is not each open. So save it and check it in the browser. So you can see initially it is plus, but when I click this plus button, then it will display this cross icon. Okay, so this looks fine. But I don't want to display this answer for the initial state. When we click this plus button, then it will display this answer. Okay, so for that, I need to go back to the VS Code, and below this content, we have this parent div. Okay, so for that, need to create a class, and here first overflow is hidden, and transition is all, and duration is 500, and it is each in out. Let's write the condition here. So the condition is each open is true, then the max height is 96, or if it is false, then max height is 0. Then you can see initially there is no answer, but if I click this plus button, then you can see. Again, if I click this cross button, then it is gone. Okay, this is exactly looking like a accordion. And the last step is I need to put some animation here. Okay, so for that, go back to the VS Code, and here in this span tag, we need to put the animation here. But for that, need to remove this double quote, and instead of that, I need to put curly bracket and tilde, and here also remove tilde and curly bracket. And after that, I need to put some transition here. So transform, and transition also transform. Transition is transform, and duration is 300. And let's put a condition here. So the condition is each open is true, it will rotate 180-degree, or else nothing. Okay, so save it and check it in the browser. So if I click, then you can see this animation. This looks absolutely awesome. This is all about this video. If you found this video helpful, then give it a thumbs up. It really motivates me. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Code with Surya Official. Till then, keep smiling and happy coding. See you in the next video.